All right, welcome back everybody. We're gonna start cleaning this thing out. Gonna just cut right to it, start shop vacuuming out the inside. Got a couple of the big loose things out, but you can tell it's dirty. Did notice we got push rods laying right on the dash. So yeah, let's get this thing cleaned out, get it all vacuumed, and then we'll get to washing it. Let's go. Alright, we got the inside all pretty much cleaned out vacuum wise. I'll probably end up pulling the floor mat out just to see what kind of rust is under there, and it's probably really gross. Seems like they hold a lot of dirt, but we're gonna get the engine bay this little bit kind of vacuumed out the best we can. Get all that mouse nest stuff out of there so we can start playing with those valve covers and start diagnosing this thing after we get it cleaned up. Alright, that's probably as good as that's gonna get. I honestly should put, got a couple bolts. I'm assuming these are the valve cover bolts. Should get those put back in. So I'll probably pressure wash it right here when I start washing it. There you go, got that one started. It's like a Holley 2300 on it. Not that 2210 junk that's on my 74 half ton. Battery box is all rotted out. That's common. Man, riding the struggle bus, I get this. There we go. Got the alternator pigtail there. You know what, this thing, trying to look. I wonder if this had manual steering. Be interesting if it did, because I mean, it doesn't really look. Maybe there was a power steering pump mounted there. Oh, it's tough to tell. So we got it all cleaned out, vacuum wise. Vacuum everything I could underneath. Good enough on the inside, I guess. If we get ambitious, we'll clean the inside, but now it's time to wash. I'm gonna spray it off, and I'll show you guys a little bit of the Comet wash process. There's a ton of videos. I think David Freiberger is kind of the, not the inventor or like the one that discovered it, but people follow the whole Comet wash thing because of him, I think, mostly anyways. But check it out. That's how you can tell there's no rust in the front of your IH box, because it holds water. My green truck won't do that, I'll tell you that much. But let's get to washing this thing, and I'll show you the process of the Comet wash. So I'm gonna do a little walk around how grimy and kind of grainy the paint is. We'll see if some of this will come off. I bet a lot of that'll come off. Some of this, I can't tell if that's overspray or if that's primer underneath. This is all just algae and stuff. Alright, here's the old Comet. Your grandma probably has some under her sink. It's just some like dollar store bleach powder. And you just sprinkle it on a wet Scotch-Brite pad and start giving it the old elbow grease treatment. We'll see what it does here. I don't have high hopes, and I don't have really high expectations either, but I'm just more curious than anything. So let's see. We'll start with this fender since this has kind of the most oxidation and rust and crud on it, and we'll see how it turns out. So let's get my Scotch-Brite pad wet. I'll start right here. So the black looks like it's the primer. Because it's taken blue off. See how that was just a little streak of rust there? Put a little bit more on. And just so you know, this isn't like a final wash step. This is the crusty paint, and if anything, you want to do this, and then it would probably need like a cut and buff once you're done with this, because this will kind of scratch paint if anything, since it's digging so hard to get all this crud and oxidation off. But it's just kind of a poor man's step to getting it kind of clean. And I'm sure there's guys that will see this and they're gonna shake their head and not agree with it, but at the end of the day, this is a parts truck, and I just want it to look like a nice parts truck, so this is what I'm doing. Taking a bunch of that road rash surface rust off. In between there. All right, let's rinse it off, see what it looks like. There you can see it. took a lot of the orangey oxidation out, and a person could scrub longer, could scrub less. And like I said, it's not everybody's answer, but it's just a cool little trick for a crusty field find, just to see what happens. So let's keep scrubbing on this thing and see how the whole truck turns out. So I wasn't really going to care about the top, but this is a perfect example of what this process can clean up. So we got original paint, and the black is the primer, I figured out, and then this is all burnt through the primer. So just take in how much orange and oxidation is up here, and think of this as like the steel wool with chrome polish kind of process. It kind of scrubs off that rust. And some guys like the rust. I mean, honestly, it doesn't really bother me much, but I just think this is kind of cool how this works. And obviously, if you don't do anything about it and you just let it sit in the field for another 20 years, it's going to rust again. And also, if you get too aggressive with the Scotch-Brite pad, you're going to burn through it all, because it is an abrasive pad. I guess I might as well just do the kind of all the blue. See how that black line was kind of changed. All right, let's grab the pressure washer and blast it off. So you can see it took a lot of that off, but you can keep digging down in it if you want, but I'm gonna just leave it as is. So you can see there, I mean, that's bare metal there. Bare metal, and then it fades into the primer and into the paint. And there's how it was. So like I said, not everybody's flavor, but a cool process and a cool option for if it is. I think that's enough time and effort put into a parts truck / beater truck. Like I said, I just wanted to show you guys kind of something that I do to clean them up every once in a while. I found it on YouTube and Instagram years ago. Like I said, David Freiberger is the one I saw it from. and I've noticed a lot of other people follow the process as well. It's not your final cleaning. It's not restored. It's still, I mean, it's still a rusty turd. Look at that. But I'm not going to bore you with. I'm going to hit it again with the brush and shine it up one more time, get all that bleach stuff off there. But I hope you guys liked this video, and if you didn't, at least give it a like and make sure you subscribe. Stay tuned for the next one. We got a charger video coming. We got a couple more projects coming home, and we'll dive into this thing and see if we can get this old 345 to fire up. I got to figure out where them push rods came from and if there's any more that are bad, and we'll go from there. So like, subscribe, see you next time. Thanks.